So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called The Book of Numbers, 1973. This is going to be another blaxploitation flick, 1973, starring Miami Vice dude. He and some other older guy busting tables. So they save up $1,000, take the bus to some Arkansas town during the Depression era. They run some kind of numbers bank. I won't tell you what the judge calls it or the prosecuting attorney, but some kind of lottery scheme. Don't ask me how it works because I don't know. It's not explained in the movie. So there's a lot of racism in this one, as you would expect. They even put some Klansmen in there for good measure. Of course, Whitey across town doesn't like the numbers racket or whatever they're doing because these two guys make a ton of money, and they pay cash for a house during the Depression era, which is pretty impressive. I guess it's based on a story. Not really sure where this story came from. Some kind of excuse me. Yeah, it's rated R. There's a lot of skin in this one, but you don't see any boobies or genitals really. Yeah, Philip Michael Thomas is the name of the Miami Vice guy. He plays the younger numbers guy. The older guy says that he's from New York numbers guy. He doesn't know anything about numbers, though. So, I don't know where this story came from. Maybe it was a book or something. But didn't really grab me. Couldn't really figure out who the protagonists and the antagonists were. People taking the money from the poor suckers during the Depression era, or the racist police chasing them, and the racist gang member chasing them. Yeah, they're both in a bunch of crimes, so naturally they're fighting these turf wars, battles, kind of similar to the Prohibition era kind of gangster wars. So there's that element of it. Like I said, there are really no good guys and bad guys, and it's ironic that they go to church on the one hand, and then they like to party and do numbers racket on the other hand. I guess it's do as we say, not as we do, kind of thing. But I don't want to get into too much of finger pointing, moralizing here. Let's just say that I couldn't really find a plot, so I give it 2 out of 5 stars. I thought the print was quite scratchy, and It's a lot of hamming it up for the camera, overacting. There was one funny scene though. The black guys dress up in Klansman outfits to steal all the rival gang stuff. That was pretty clever. I couldn't understand the older guy, Bluebird, what his deal was. I guess he wanted to pass along some money to younger folks so that they could fight Whitey. So he kind of played along with Whitey's game in the courtroom, and then Miami Vice dude got all pissed off at him. I guess the younger guy isn't willing to compromise his principles or whatever those may be. I guess his only principle is to fight Whitey until death. But I don't want to give away too much of the ending. I thought the Miami Vice guy was very idealistic and a little bit less on the safe side, I guess, which is kind of cool. I don't know. I just couldn't get into this movie. I thought it was kind of slow paced and lots of jive talking and stuff. But the shootout scenes weren't that great. I don't think. And there wasn't much action in this movie. So unfortunately, it's one of the lesser known, forgotten type blaxploitation movies. We saw 2 reviews on Netflix, and it's about the same number of reviews on IMDb. There are only 3 on here. So I guess this movie didn't get much attention. The prosecuting attorney did one of the reviews. One of the actors in the movie who played the prosecuting attorney did a review on IMDb. Probably like the only person who saw this friggin' movie. I don't even see any box office results on here. So, what does the prosecuting attorney say here? He says it's a shame this film never saw a wide release. Yeah, I guess so. He's the only one who saw it. I guess the old guy, Saint Jacques, was the director and the producer also. He went over budget and over time. Yeah, it's nearly impossible to find. It's not a bad movie per se, and it's definitely one that you want to check out if you're into blaxploitation stuff. It's definitely got the standard elements there. Going after Whitey, jive talking, lots of good food and stuff, and gangster type business operation. So it's got all the elements there. I just thought it was kind of clumsily put together. It has a progression. The Miami Vice guy meets a intellectual girlfriend, which is kind of interesting. she's less idealistic than he is because she knows that he's going to get hit eventually. He keeps getting greedy or whatever. Um, the old guy is kind of like a father figure, I guess. He's kind of there to pass on his legacy. He's kind of like the mentor figure. So that was all right. There's a lot of church scenes, Baptist, praise Jesus kind of stuff. Southern Baptist. So you see a lot of that in this movie. It kind of reminded me of Blues Brothers, where John Belushi sees the light, that kind of stuff. James Brown is, do you see the light? So that got to be a little tedious after a while. But I guess they need a filler to make it a full film. That was kind of interesting how they shot the old cars. They must have shot it in a real town in Arkansas. Looked like it was about 100 years older than what it really was. So interesting flick. Not one of the better ones, I'd say, but definitely worth checking out just because it is so rare and forgotten. So it's kind of cool to review stuff that nobody's ever seen. Got on Netflix, of course. I don't even know who released this DVD. Some outfit called Substance, I guess. But in case, I wanted to like this movie more. Definitely grabbed my attention and doesn't pull any punches, man. There are no taboos left unturned in this one. I can't really understand the beginning where it's like they meet a couple sisters and then all of a sudden the guy's naked with some lady. I don't even know who she is. I think the characters weren't very well developed, except for the three main characters. The other characters are just kind of hanging out for the ride, like MC Hammer's family and friends kind of thing. So I would have liked to know the other characters a bit more. They're kind of mysterious, hanging around. Nobody knows who they are. There are these three guys that are just walking down the street, following them. They end up becoming part of the business operation. So that was kind of interesting. Cold canvassing back in the Depression era. I guess it really paid off for these guys. But yeah, I guess they just showed up in fancy clothes and everybody wanted to give them money, which is unfortunate. We have a lottery system here in California. And guess what? Most of the poor people are the ones who buy the lottery tickets. Matter of fact, the California lottery goes after poor people as part of their marketing strategy, which is unfortunate. But it's United States, the land of scam artists, I guess, especially here in California, where the state's giving out IOUs to people, similar to the situation in Greece right now. Or I guess that it would have been the situation had not the finance minister resigned today. So there'll probably be a compromise over there. They'll probably work something out. Austerity is means nothing because it doesn't have any teeth. So they can talk about austerity all they want. It's just a big game of smoke and mirrors. Anyways, enough about politics and stuff. Um, Too bad I didn't enjoy this flick. Could have been better. I'm not saying all blaxploitation flicks are bad. I've seen a couple good ones. I like the ones with Jim Kelly and what's the other one? Blackula sequel was pretty good. I haven't seen the first Blackula though. So that's a little different subgenre, horror and blaxploitation mixed together. But anyways, yeah, this is your typical run-of-the-mill blaxploitation flick. Really nothing remarkable about it, or nothing that really grabbed me per se. But I did like how it kind of caught you off guard and busted all your preconceived notions of racism and during the Depression era. So that was kind of interesting. It was like going back in a time capsule almost, with all those funky 1930s cars, I guess. So enough about the movie. Sorry that I didn't like it more. I should have liked it more, but just couldn't really get into it, man. I thought there was a lot of overacting and there really wasn't any plot. Like I said, just a bunch of gangsters going after each other, whether it be the criminal white government of the Deep South or the criminal numbers game to as a way of getting back at Whitey for having too much money, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of ironic that the Bible says, "Thou shalt not covet," and then people are greedy and they want to engage in illegal activity because they're so desperate. But I guess it was a sign of the times back in the Depression era. People didn't have much money back then. Um, so at least they were saving up their money for something. But of course, the ends never justify the means. I think Blue Boy, the older guy, was trying to sort of retire from the business because he knew it would lead to nothing good. But anyways, you have to see the ending to find out what happens to the three main characters: the girlfriend, the younger guy, and the older guy. Um, Most of the film revolves around them. Like I said, everybody else is kind of ancillary, almost like extras. They don't get too much speaking time in this, so that's about it. It's pretty cool that this was Miami Vice dude's first movie. A lot of people had started out for the first time, and this one, oh, it's a book based on one of those rare novels that is so well written. You think you are observing the characters firsthand, and is almost like losing friends when the story ends. Deserves to be seen and read. Well, it must have been a good book then. Um, well, I don't know. The movie wasn't that great, so I can't say that the book would be great, but I'm not a big book reader anyway, so I guess I won't check out the book. But it is based on a book. I'm just reading the reviews here on IMDb. Sorry to grab stuff from the internet, but it's I always find interesting tidbits on here in the movie reviews. Let's see what the Psychotronic Video Guide says. Book of numbers. Okay, here we go. Oh, it was filmed in Texas. Interesting. So it's supposed to be in Arkansas, but it was filmed in Texas, some old hick town that when you go there, it's like turning back the clock 100 years, like going to Yuba City here in California. So, interesting. Well, you want to get a feel for the Deep South in the 1930s, it's definitely a movie to check out. It's like going in a time machine, I guess. That's why people like going to the movies. You can travel to a foreign country or go back in time to another era where people were acting crazy. So, anyways, I didn't hate this movie. I thought it was a good example of police corruption. Reese Whitey, judge, was able to realize that there was no evidence. So there was some justice in that. I don't know why Miami Vice dude got all mad at the old guy for acting like Uncle Tom. He was just trying to play their game, I guess, the way they like it to be played. Kind of similar to what I'm going through in divorce trial, man. Being a man, having a son, and then the mother wants to kidnap the son. It's almost an impossible fight, but she's got all these fancy lawyers, and I just go in there all by myself. That's why it kind of reminded me of his strategy of going in the courtroom without a lawyer. That was a pretty interesting strategy, actually. Pretty cool. So I wish I could have liked this movie more. Like I said, the pieces were there. It just couldn't piece together right, in my opinion. Partly because there wasn't really any plot in this one. You know, it's just a low budget blaxploitation film in 1973. You can tell by the deteriorating print that this was sort of cobbled together without much rhyme or reason. So, anyways, it's not a great movie. It's not a good movie. It's kind of a bad movie, but could use some more work. It could have been better, I guess I should say. So there's that. I haven't read the book, so I can't really say if the book is better or the same. Like this guy on IMDb, but anyways, that's a little background. That's about all I know about this movie. Don't want to spoil the ending, so it's about all I have to say. Laters.